Now, if you were asked to complete the square with a coefficient here, this is quite tough. You're not very likely to get asked a question this hard, and it's starting to look at the AS sort of level of mathematics. So, this one's not too bad because 4 is a square number and therefore easy to complete the square on. And I'll show you a way of doing it when it's not a square number, but don't worry too much, they're never going to ask you that at a GCSE standard. So, we're going to concentrate on the first two terms, draw our square, and because it's a square number, 4x squared isn't too hard to deal with. And again, half the middle term, and because it's a square they have to be the same. So it's going to be 2x and 2x, and 2 lots of minus 2 would be minus 4. Now if you're thinking, well, this could be 4x and x, yes it could, but remember this is a square, so this has to be the same as this. So this is the only option when you're completing the square. They have to be the same as each other. Now when I complete it I get 4, so I could write all of that out, but to get back to the minus 12 from my 4 I've added on, I've got to take away 16. And instead of writing all of this, I could write 2x minus 2 squared. So this time there probably should be another letter here, but because there's a coefficient of x. So that is the first part, and obviously we chuck on our minus 16 and we're done. And like before, if you're in doubt, just expand this double bracket and take away 16. You will get back to this. So if that is a square number, it's easy, but if it's not a square number, it's quite tough. But to show you the method that would work, but this is again probably a little bit higher than GCSE, whatever this coefficient is, you can factorise for it. So just the first two terms. So now I'm going to look at these two and complete the square. Half it, giving me minus 1x, and I'm sure if you're watching this video, you're very happy with what I've just done. Complete the square be plus 1, so I'm going to chuck all of that in. Now we've got to make it equal to this, but this is where it gets tough. It's 4 of those, so that was actually a 4, and to get it to minus 12 I've got to take away 16. Instead of writing all of this, I can write x minus 1 all squared. So it's 4 lots of x minus 1 all squared, take away 16. If you expand that and times by 4, it is exactly the same as the answer I gave you earlier, but this is an alternative way of doing it. This way is particularly useful if you're going to solve a quadratic equation, but but it's not essential. But like I said, this is more of a higher than GCSE standard, so don't worry too much about this.